Tim Tebow at the plate, swing to the first pitch he sees from Jose Morel, and it's gone over the right field wall.
Back at Spirit Communications Park, and outfielder Tim Tebow is here joining us.
What's up, man?
We've got a couple months of baseball in the books already.
Yes.
The first half of the season's been knocked out. It's the biggest improvement so far.
Oh, goodness. I'd say for me, probably a couple of things. I think base running is one, just getting used to it, adjusted, trying to get jumps, adjusting to balls that are hitting the gaps versus hit to the outfielders. And I think number two is probably IDing pitches from lefties to righties to changeups to off speed. Last night, split fingers. So being able to see those pitches, know which ones you can attack and which ones to lay off, and because that's so much of hitting. It's not just being able to, put a good swing on it, but it's being able to see a pitch that you can hit, ID that, and then go after it.
You just alluded to it a second ago. You've played at a park here in Columbia that's got some major league dimensions, if not a little bit longer in the last couple months.
Yeah, especially how the wind blows a lot of time. It's not necessarily easy to put it out in certain areas, but I think that makes it a little bit easier as an outfielder. You can track some things down, but it's been a great park to play at.
You just brought it up a moment ago, too, but the biggest challenge, if we were to say what has been the biggest challenge of the last couple months, it would be what?
Well, I think starting out, it was getting used to playing every single day because in football, you practice all week and you prepare for a game, 16 games, and that game only comes on Saturday. Maybe there's a Thursday night game, maybe a Monday night game, but you get to prepare for it. Here, you got to prepare right before the game, play the game, go to sleep, wake up, prepare, and play. And so I think the adjustment on your body, a lot of people would say, yeah, but it's not as physical, and yeah, that's totally true, but being able to put in the work, make those adjustments right before a game, then do it again every day. And I think that was one of the earliest adjustments for me. And then I think, after you kind of getting adjusted to that, then I think it was the scheduling of handling your training, your everything that goes into it, the practice schedules, everything, and still wanting to improve every day and put in those hours, but at the same time not overdoing it.
The differences of football and baseball, you just talked about it. The specific week-long preparation is different. How do you dial it back from 10 going into a Saturday to every day?
It's hard. And that was something that, Jose really kind of pulled me aside early and really shared with me, this is a long season. We play every day. Like what you're doing in the cage and everything is great, but it's a lot. And so he's just, dialing it down. Even today, he was still, you've been doing a better job, but keep keep staying calm because it's a long season. And so you really have to have that kind of calm before the storm mentality where you can't just be every day as hard as you can, in the cage, in the weight room, throwing. And so it's really understanding, the training aspect versus the recovery aspect of the day-to-day grind.
What do you like most about this schedule then?
I love competing every night. I love competing. I love that there's something on the line every night, that you get an opportunity to win or lose. I love that the last two nights I've had a chance to, try to tie the game, down by one in the ninth inning for the last two nights. I mean, that's fun moments. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because, get that chance to compete in the ninth inning when it's 4-3 and there's a runner on and you got to go get the job done, and that's fun.
Knowing you, we should have expected that. the latter half of the first half of the season in Columbia, you guys were in a playoff race.
Yeah.
And you guys were battling for first place. So to play right off of that, what was that clubhouse like for the last couple of weeks of the first half?
It was focused, very competitive. I think rooting each other on. And we put together a pretty fun run, and unfortunately we weren't able to finish it at the very end, but the run that we went on was pretty fun.
Piece of coaching advice that will stick with you from either Jose Lahair, your hitting coach Joel Fuentes, teammates, what would it be?
I think from Jose and Joel, it's so many different things, from working in outfield to base running to hitting. I think one of the biggest things that I learned from Joel was the rhythm and timing. For so many times, I'd be someone that would be kind of strong in the plate, but at the same time, you kind of sometimes can lose your rhythm. And so for him, was getting so much rhythm and being able it to be like a dance, and that's something I feel like I've improved on a lot and still need to improve on. And with Jose, I just mentioned it, but it was understanding when to put in the work, how to put in the work, and then also, the times to just kind of pull the reins back a little bit.
We wind the clocks back. It's basically been about a year now since you've transitioned to that baseball mentality, and
not quite, but close.
Just about.
Yeah, just about.
Who are some major leaguers? Who are some baseball players that you have leaned on during this time frame?
Well, Daniel Murph has been a big one for me. Gary Sheffield has been awesome, extremely supportive. Raul Ibanez has been very helpful, and those are three of the guys that have been very helpful. I mean, a lot of guys have invested, have been there for support or encouraging words, which definitely means a lot.
So, City of Columbia, what do you want them to remember about your time here?
Well, first of all, I'd just say thanks for all the support. Every single night they've showed up and been the best fans in the Sally League. And I think at the same time, hopefully they had a lot of fun watching us play, watching us compete. I think the one thing that we brought to the table was just a team that tried hard every night, regardless of the score.
He's Tim Tebow. This is the most important thing we're going to ask you, but what was the initial reaction to seeing Tim Tebow in person? This is a face-to-face encounter, just about.
I thought it was really funny. I was shocked. I was like, kind of like, is this a joke, or did they just come up with this? But they were like, no, we've been doing this for the last 3 years or so. And it was really funny. Yeah, he was really funny. The way he interacted with the crowd. I give him 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
It was like an inception moment here at Spirit Communications Park. He's Tim Tebow. Thanks for doing this, and good luck the rest of the way. Appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy. God bless, man.
Thanks so much for joining us at Spirit Communications Park.